What's up, everybody? This is James Faulkner. I'm here with
Brian Albert.
What are we watching, Brian?
James, we're going to watch the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 reveal trailer.
Yeah, and we've had a couple teasers over the last couple weeks. This is the first gameplay, and weirdly enough, we usually get a single player trailer, which this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is a single player with a little bit of everything else Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's some multiplayer and there's a little extra stuff at the end. So we start off with the nice little starting intro over there from Painted Black by the Rolling Stones, which just makes me think of Twisted Metal Black. Do you remember that game with that awesome intro?
That's pretty good.
Anyway, go ahead and roll here. So I went and played this game at Treyarch. I don't know everything that's happening in these because they were pretty light on single player details. Most of what I saw was multiplayer, and we do get to that in this. You can just go ahead and let it play. But again, we're in the future. This is 2060.
Yep.
So this is like 35 years after Black Ops 2. One thing I want to point out here. That big weapon, I think you can dismount it and carry it because there's a part in the game in single player where you're shooting it. It's a big spike launcher. Also, it's a video game. Gas canister.
Yeah, it's
Come
like,
on.
Shoot me, please.
Shoot me, please. All right.
Pretty typical, like AK-47 looking gun.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty standard rifle. It doesn't look super advanced like I thought some stuff would in 2060.
So, Brian,
What's up?
what I'm seeing here looks like an exosuit like we saw in Advanced Warfare. What is actually happening with like movement in this game?
I'll tell you. Actually, just let it play to about the 23-second mark. There's a nice little there's a nice picture of what people were sort of thinking is the exosuit. Like there, and if you go a little more, kind of on his arms, you can sort of like there. So, no, these are not exosuits.
Yes.
No, they're not, James.
Yeah, I'm saying they're not exosuits.
I'm kidding. So they have somewhat similar functionality, and you see, okay, he like leaps up on top of this truck, or he like boosts to the side or whatever. You're like, oh man, totally an exosuit. It's more like a jetpack. You can kind of like tap and like feather it and do more like curvy, more subtle motions rather than Advanced Warfare where you're sort of like zipping around really quickly and aggressively in one direction.
Right.
It's weird. It feels different, and it might not sound different, but when I was playing the game, I had a lot of trouble making it work.
Okay.
So I know it was different. I was like, no, this isn't what I know. Here.
Yes. Brian, those aren't actual human hands.
Oh, that's not even what I was going to point out, but you're right. Yeah, those are weird robot hands. Well, a big part of this game is now that in 2060 there's this, I believe it's a direct neural interface, DNI. The technologies are getting really strong.
The future.
And it's like what makes these Black Ops soldiers so powerful is they can interface directly between their mind and like advanced prosthetics and technology.
Right.
So they're just like take the arm off, and I got the crazy robot arm now, so much stronger.
Yeah, we saw in all the teaser trailers they're dealing with a lot of like post-humanism or like what it means to be human when you start losing parts of your body.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to point out here is you're underwater.
Right.
And that's a big part of it now, of the movement in Black Ops, which, by the way, that's the whole thing, is like moving and shooting is like there's so much more of it. But you can fire your weapon underwater, any weapon.
Like this was like a weird transition, but like you are like jumping out of the water and immediately going like I don't even know what this is. Like explain to me.
I'll tell you. There's so many things happening. So yeah, you can like burst out of the water and surprise people, which is just pretty cool. But if you let it go forward a little bit more. So now in Black Ops 3, you don't just play as soldier dude or soldier lady. You play as a specialist. And that's not tied to a loadout. So once you pick it for the round, that's who you are.
Okay.
And it's like a unique character with a special weapon and a special power. And you can't have both. You do either the weapon or the power.
Okay.
That sort of works like a score streak. So this person which explains the robot hand. This is Reaper. He sort of looks like a buff Geth from Mass Effect.
Okay.
It's like a huge dude. And his weapon is called the Scythe, and his arm turns into a minigun.
That's pretty rad.
It's really strong. I want to point out, because they don't show it, his power is it allows you to step back to wherever you were about 3 seconds ago in time.
That's dope.
Which is super weird for Call of Duty. But yeah, I just want to point that out there.
That sounds incredible.
Yep. And
we're seeing a little bit more
of I think they just sort of called them thruster packs, but they weren't. There's no like name for them. Like it's very clear that Treyarch doesn't want to be like exosuits guys.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh well, this is like one part of our game. Bees.
Not the bees. Not the bees.
Not the bees. Yeah, it's the Oprah gif as well. Everyone. These are called cyber cores. And like in Advanced Warfare, you had powers in your suits, but they were tied to the mission. And it was like, this is the stealthy mission, so now you can use stealth. It was sort of like very scripted. In these, they are level agnostic. It does not matter where you are, and you get to customize them. Okay. So you can shoot out bees. There's like an incinerate that overloads people. I think it might just be robots, but I'm not sure about humans. Sets them on fire. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. This. What are we saying? Is this a universal skill or is this a specific skill?
Power sliding is a big thing in Black Ops. That's so the phrase they kept saying was guns up, and they're probably going to keep saying more guns up, guns up. And there's so much more movement in this. There's wall running, there's sliding, there's all kinds of stuff, and they want you to be able to shoot no matter what you're doing. This is a move that I was able to do on pretty much anyone. I think, by the way, that this is one of the specialists. His name is Ruin. We see him a little more later, so we're not going to talk about him yet.
We're seeing again more mechs. We saw a bunch or like mech-looking things in like drones in Black Ops 2.
Yep.
I think this is a continuation on just like that theme.
Yep. Also, one thing in the campaign is basically after the events of Black Ops 2, when the drone strikes wiped everything out. Basically, the world's leaders got together and created like a ridiculous anti-air countermeasure. And the whole point is like we don't want air superiority to like dominate. So now there's a more of a focus in warfare in this game on like on the ground tech.
Very cool.
So that's probably why we're seeing all these crazy, ridiculous walking tank robot death machines.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, we see a little bit more of
that is either if it's not one of the specialists, it looks a lot like her. Let me see. Name Outrider. Her name is Outrider, and she has a bow, and I think you can kind of see it on her back a little bit.
Yeah.
It has a really cool like explosive round. Her ability is basically the vision, the grenades that gave vision in Advanced Warfare that spread out and make everything red. Like that's now an ability. They took it away from grenades.
Okay.
So that's her power, if that's her. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say like this seems like. Maybe not even competitively, but in terms of like you will need to take. Have your teammates take different things. Like everyone could take, like the same character, correct?
I believe so. I don't think there was any limitation when I played.
But you are depriving yourself of those abilities or those skills that could definitely help you out.
Sure. The other thing that I'm just curious about, because I don't believe Treyarch said one way or the other. Maybe all the specialists. There are 4 shown so far. There are 5 more coming, so 9 total announced now. I don't know if they're all coming from single player.
Interesting.
Because this kind of looks like single player stuff.
Yeah.
So I've seen 2 of them so far.
Yeah.
So I don't know. One thing I want to point out there is that's pretty gory.
Yeah.
For Call of Duty, right?
Treyarch's games have always been pretty much.
Yeah, I remember in World at War, people would like explode and stuff too.
Yeah, you could always like, leg removal.
Yep.
I guess. Or
if you look closely,
limb tech. Yeah, but like. Yeah, they've always been like the most intense Call of Duties.
Yeah, it sort of looks like the Fallout Bloody Mess perk when their limbs just like fly away from their body. But yes, let's move on. There's just so much in this trailer.
Is this another one of the?
Not that I know.
Okay.
I saw their silhouettes, which is kind of a ridiculous tease that makes me sad. Oh, he's like swinging this robot around by his gun.
Yeah,
looks like they're dancing. I did see some single player, but not much. I didn't get to play it. I got to play multiplayer. And one level I saw, you are fighting robots. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this robot's not having a good day.
Oh
no, James.
That was weird.
Let's keep on going.
So
here.
yeah, like you were talking about air superiority. I'm assuming this is like them explaining it in a level where like all the things in the sky are just getting decimated.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I just got it as like context, but people who play didn't go to Treyarch and hear from the developers, so they probably have to show off somehow.
We're seeing more power slide in here.
Yep, power slide. Screw up that robot. There's the spike launcher that I was talking about. I'm pretty sure that looks a lot like the thing, right? From the truck.
Yep.
Yeah. More gore. More robots getting run over by a big truck. I don't know who this is. I don't really know who any of the characters are, is the thing.
Yep.
Like, I know them as specialists, but I don't know like if their characters continuing from Black Ops, because this is like 35 years later.
Yeah, you and I were speculating that it could be another farther in the Mason line, like his son. Well, that makes sense because like the first one was about his father, and then it was about him, and then you continue on it.
Yeah,
like you could just do
the Mason train does not stop.
Choo choo.
Boom. All right,
and then the specialist.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know this one.
How far can we push technology?
How far can we push technology, James?
Oh, until it pushes back, maybe.
Pretty far. All right, yeah, let's keep on going here. I think this is just sort of like a bunch of quick cuts. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was in a few seconds here.
Is there anything in here? No, not really.
I think this is the okay, that person had a bad day.
Yep. Everyone's having a bad
Man
day.
number 6 is not happy in that picture. There we go. This is what I want to talk about. Bam.
Kicking the door open, and then...
And okay, that was weird. That was a weird thing. This is wall running.
Yep.
You can wall run. Again, part of Black Ops, like, hey, you can move, you can do whatever you want, and the gun's up. You can shoot while wall running. You see it here. Another thing you can do is you can like kind of grab on the wall, and I think you like boost out and flip away, and like you can run back the other way if you want to.
Oh, that's cool.
You can like stop wall running
like
mid-run.
you could stop like on this wall, and then basically, if you had say missed the guy that was like running along the other, you could turn around.
I think you sort of like grab the wall and like boost and flip around and then run the other way.
Yeah, in your preview that you wrote, you talked about how like Advanced Warfare was more of a like a 2-point, like you could go up and then forward, or like forward. This is like a little bit more of like minute adjustments. You're saying?
Yeah, I use like a weird mathematical example, but like in Advanced Warfare, you'd be like, I'm at point A, you boost to point B, you boost to point C, and it's probably going to look like this weird like angular, like two sharp lines, like an angle. And in this, once you get a hang of it, you're sort of just like sliding on everything. They're like, you think of your movement as curves. You're like on this wall, and then he's going to power slide, and then you jump and wall run, and then you turn around. It's crazy how much movement there is.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing like even here. Maybe this is single player, but like it looks like look one person's running, the other person's sliding. Like,
I think I didn't. Yeah, that person who slid by, that might be co-op. Which, by the way, I don't think you ever really see it in this, but there's 4-person online co-op, and each person, there's a cool sort of tactical feature added where enemies that you can see will show up on the HUD for everyone else, even if they can't see them. So there's a point for you to sort of like split up and like look for different angles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go ahead.
Yep. No, we don't really see that, but I just want to point it out. Punch.
Yep.
Robot got punched.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see in the background, which is like I guess them illustrating the co-op stuff, because you can see like him hitting this robot, and then
she's off.
Yeah.
Shooting dudes. Got it. That's pretty cool. See, there's that boost.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh man, is it an exosuit? Well, it does some similar things, but when you get down to it, it does not feel the same, in my opinion. One of the powers, we saw the bees, not the bees, right there. That's remote hack. Basically, anytime you see a drone or something like that, you can take over it. And Treyarch said, hey, some people really just like those. You know, this is like the Call of Duty thing. The like, I'm in the air and I'm shooting everybody. And they said, like, why not just let people do that more often? Right here, I want to go back. That's a really quick cut, but this is the pistol for one of the specialists, Seraph, I believe. She's pretty cool. She's an assassin who has this revolver that has a one-hit kill round. Super penetrating round too, so you can line up and kill multiple people. This, they're still tweaking everything. This felt a little overpowered when I played. It's really strong.
Okay.
It feels so good to use too. Just want to point it out. The weapon's called the Annihilator, by the way. Here's one of the first specialists. His name is Ruin. He has gravity spikes, and when he equips them, and he leaps at you and slams down and does this massive AoE burst that just like attacks everything in this huge range. So I think we see him kind of do his thing.
You know what this feels like a little bit, and some people will like scoff at the comparison. It feels a little bit like Destiny classes, like maybe less like committal, because like in Destiny you have to like level up your character and get like to get more abilities and stuff like that. But like these, unless it may have a similar progression system, but it's feeling like
I didn't
that.
see a progression system. Maybe, yeah. It'll be weird to see how we use them in single player.
Right.
That's if you can like level them up in single player and like you're using those different skills, I can see that. In multiplayer, it's very much like I want this guy for right now.
Yeah. This feels like such a by the way, I went back and watched some old Treyarch trailers. This feels like such a Treyarch shot where it's just like it's a very like low shot looking up at a like wide load shot looking at a building that's just exploding.
That's the thing.
I just find funny. Yes, there's more mechs up in the corner and stuff.
There's maybe some 4-player co-op.
Oh no, we're gonna run a little back.
You spoiled the end.
Yep.
No, let's keep on going. I want to go back to that bow. There's the bow I was talking about.
Yep.
Oh well, a little bit more. They're running through the woods.
No,
I think it was the other way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, they're explosive rounds. That's actually a really good shot. That's yep, there it is, just right there. It's super satisfying to use, but really difficult for me. I actually prefer the pistol we showed earlier just because it's instant. But the bow, when you land a shot like that, yep, it feels super good. Now we're seeing some more multiplayer. I've actually played on this map. This is single player. This is sort of one of the new drivable. I mean, this is campaign as well, but you can get it in multiplayer. It's like a weird, awful ball of spikes that seeks people down, and when it hits them, it can like hit them and grind them up. And I believe it also has fires out spikes as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, no, it's like the worst invention. Look at that guy.
Yep.
It just ripped his arm off. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a score streak though, so you're gonna see this. More swimming,
more robots, more
punching. Yeah, we saw most of the stuff that we need to see here. And perhaps most importantly, James, the release date for this game was leaked, but not confirmed. And oh, I totally thought that was going to be it.
Nope,
that just ruined everything. Come on, guy. There we go.
Hey, there we go.
November 6th. That is not a Tuesday. That is a Friday. Black Friday.
Oh,
James. The new Black Friday.
Oh, God.
But we're not done yet.
Yeah.
It's a little weird to put the game on that date, by the way. Normally it's oh, now hold on. Move forward a little bit more. Sorry. A little more. If you hold on, pause. If you look really closely, there's a zombie. Look really closely.
Wait, is this a zombie?
That's a zombie. Just confirming that for you.
Okay.
Zombies is the thing I heard the least about at Treyarch. Basically, they just said it's now going to be bigger than ever. It's going to have its own progression system built into it.
Yeah, man, zombies has always been like the thing that they've held back because it's like they have that weird, it's not an unlock system, but it's like they want people to discover those details as they come out.
Also, zombies it's a lot of fun. Like, it's weird. It's like the thing that doesn't really seem to fit, but does fit.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. We'll see more on that later. And there's one more thing.
Yep.
Okay. Pre-order and get beta access. This was also leaked a little bit, but it is now confirmed. It is only note, by the way, on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Treyarch is saying nothing about 360 and PS3 versions of this game.
Yeah.
I don't think they're even confirmed, which is super weird.
I mean, in the past, we've seen other studios doing the ports for those games, so they may not just have the details or want to release those details until it's closer to release.
I get that. It's just weird to not even
include
give a little nod to them and say, like, hey, guys, the tens of millions of you who have those consoles, you're still okay.
And you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says actual platform availability and launch dates to be determined.
Yep, no launch date, but I also don't think this is exclusive to any retailer. Some people thought it was GameStop, but I don't believe that's the case.
I think on Twitter they have said it's if you pre-order the game anywhere, you get access to the beta.
Got it. This is pretty cool. Call of Duty hasn't had a beta like this open since World at War.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big deal. If you want to play this game, get your hands on it early. This is how to do it.
Yep. All right, Ryan.
We did it.
We did it. We got through it. For all things Call of Duty, Black Ops 3.
We're on the third one now.
Yeah, we're on the third one. Wow. For all things Call of Duty, keep it on IGN.